I don't know how to describe it other than like a demon type of sound.
But it's silhouetted, hulking, every bit of 5.5 feet wide, 13 to 14 foot tall, pitch black.
The one thing that ran through my mind when I had this encounter was I don't have a big enough gun.
Your host, two-time witness and field researcher for more than 40 years, William Jevning. Welcome to Creek Devil.
The Australian Yowie, Bigfoot, 1882. Yowie. Australian apes. The Australian Town and Country Journal, December 9, 1882. The following letter appeared in the Australian Town and Country Journal of December 9, 1882, and was written by a naturalist, H. J. McCooey, who I am told was quite well known in Australia in the late 1800s. McCooey's experience took place on the New South Wales south coast. The letter, as printed, follows. The Naturalist. Australian apes. Occasionally reports reach us through the medium of the press of strange animals of the monkey tribe being seen in different parts of the colony. But such reports seem to attract little or no attention, and in many instances the truth of them is gravely doubted, if not entirely disbelieved. The general belief amongst Australian naturalists seems to be that the nearest approach we have in this colony is the native bear. Now I am in a position to state, and if necessary to prove, that a more egregious and unpardonable error does not exist. The mere fact of no apes being found in the Sydney Museum does not justify us in rushing to the conclusion that there are none in the colony, for it is extremely improbable that any ape will be foolhardy enough to present itself at the museum to undergo the somewhat delicate operation of staining, and beyond the fact that there are none to be found in the Sydney Museum, there is not one scintilla of evidence to prove that there are none to be found in the colony, while there is abundance, of evidence to show that they are, A few days ago I saw one of these strange animals in an unfrequented locality on the coast between Bateman's Bay and Ulladulla. My attention was attracted to it by the cries of a number of small birds which were pursuing and darting at it. When I first beheld the animal, it was standing on its hind legs, partly upright, looking up at the birds above it in the bushes, blinking its eyes and distorting its visage, and making a low chattering kind of noise. Being above the animal on a slight elevation and distant from it less than a chain, I had ample opportunity of noting its size and general appearance. I think that if it were standing perfectly upright it would be nearly 5 feet high. It was tailless and covered with very long black hair, which was of a dirty red or snuff color about the throat and braid. Its eyes, which were small and restless, were partly hidden by matted hair that covered its head. The length of the forelegs or arms seemed to be strikingly out of proportion with the rest of the body, but in all other respects its build seemed to be fairly proportional. It would weigh about 8 st. On the whole it was a most uncouth and repulsive-looking creature, evidently possessed of prodigious strength, and one which I should not care to come to close quarters with. Having sufficiently satisfied my curiosity, I threw a stone at the animal, whereupon it immediately rushed off, followed by the birds, and disappeared in a ravine which was close at hand. I do not claim to be the first who has seen this animal, for I can put my finger on half a dozen men at Bateman's Bay who have seen the same, or at any rate an animal of similar description, but I think I am the first to come forward in the columns of a newspaper and give publicity to the fact of having seen it. I may mention that a search party was organized at Bateman's Bay some months ago to surround the locality the supposed ape frequents and shoot or capture it, but the idea was abandoned in consequence of the likelihood of gun accidents. And I may further state that the skeleton of an ape, 4 feet in length, may be seen at any time in a cave 14 miles from Bateman's Bay, in the direction of Ulladulla.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Creek Devil. If you or anyone you know has had an encounter with these creatures, please contact us at williamjevning@yahoo.com. That's William, Jevning, @yahoo.com. All communication is confidential. Join us for another program next week. And until then, keep your eyes open out there.